The locks have been changed, the staff has been dismissed, and the keys she treated like a permanent scepter of power have been violently snatched away. Just 5 minutes ago, Prince William and Princess Catherine did what Queen Camilla was absolutely certain they would never dare to do. They confirmed to the entire world that she has been officially thrown out of Windsor Lodge. This is not just a quiet royal move, this is a brutal public eviction. But the most explosive part of this story is not that she was forced to leave, it is the scandalous, jaw-dropping secret Catherine uncovered in the dark that made William decide Camilla could no longer stay. Before we reveal the exact legal weapon William used to crush Camilla's plans, make sure you don't miss a single chapter of this unfolding drama. If you want to stay ahead of the palace whispers and hear the raw truth about the royal family, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Join our circle here at the Royal Crown Diaries so you never miss an update as this historic feud continues. For weeks, Camilla had been behaving as though Windsor Lodge belonged to her forever. She was acting like a monarch who answered to no one. She approved wildly expensive changes to the property, fired long-serving staff who had served the family for decades, restricted other royals from entering, and proudly showed off the residence to guests as if King Charles had handed it to her for life. At first, everyone stayed silent. Nobody wanted to challenge the Queen. And that silence gave Camilla the confidence to go even further. She truly believed she was untouchable. But then, Princess Catherine noticed a detail that Camilla never expected anyone to see. Several highly personal, priceless objects connected to Queen Elizabeth and Princess Diana had completely vanished from the rooms. They weren't lost. They hadn't been misplaced. Catherine discovered that these sacred items had been wrapped, labelled, and moved into storage under secret orders from Camilla's private office. William had not approved it. Catherine had never been asked. The family didn't have a clue until one terrified staff member decided to break the silence and whisper the truth. That single secret changed the entire war. What Camilla claimed was just decorating now looked like a deliberate attempt to wipe out the old identity of the lodge and replace it with her own. Portraits of the family were shifted. Guest rooms were reassigned to her own friends. Family visits were cancelled without any explanation. And when loyal staff members dared to question these orders, they were coldly told that the lodge now answered to Queen Camilla alone. But Catherine did not scream. She did not make a public scene. She did something far more dangerous. She quietly asked for the records. Suddenly, the paper trail began to arrive. Renovation bills, access bans, and written objections from household administrators. One warning explicitly stated that certain historic objects could not be moved without William's direct approval. Camilla's office received that warning, but she ignored it and moved them anyway. That was the exact moment Prince William entered the fight. He learned that one sealed box contained a precious item belonging to his late mother, Princess Diana. An item he believed was protected from ever being touched. For William, this was no longer a disagreement over furniture. This was a direct, insulting challenge to his mother's memory, palace rules, and the actual limits of Camilla's power. He wanted one answer: who signed the final paper? The paper trail didn't stop with some low-level assistant. It led straight through Camilla's private office, right past 2 written warnings, proving she treated Windsor Lodge like her own kingdom. Catherine still tried to stop this from becoming a public disaster. She sent a quiet, polite message asking Camilla to return the missing items, stop the bans, and pause the renovations. Camilla's response was pure ice. She insisted Windsor Lodge was under her authority and told Catherine to mind her own business and focus on her own household. That arrogant reply did more damage than Camilla could have ever imagined. Catherine had tried to handle this privately to protect King Charles. Instead, Camilla dismissed her and pushed harder. More staff were fired. Another family gathering was cancelled. But permanence requires proof. When William demanded the original legal papers for the lodge, palace officials expected to find a permanent lease signed by Charles. Instead, they found nothing of the sort. What they uncovered was a temporary, conditional family arrangement. Buried inside the old paperwork was a clause Camilla's office had completely overlooked. If the property, staff, or royal money were misused, the agreement could be cancelled instantly. Armed with Catherine's bulletproof file of evidence, William didn't wait. He confronted Camilla and laid the documents on the table, one by one. The cancelled family visits, the fired staff, the unapproved bills, and the order to hide Diana's things. When he asked what gave her the right, Camilla didn't answer with laws. She answered with her status as queen, claiming Charles approved of it all. William coldly disagreed. He reminded her that a verbal chat with the king could not erase written laws, and it certainly did not justify touching his mother's belongings. Camilla warned him that pushing this would humiliate Charles and cause a massive public scandal. William did not back down. He ordered an immediate eviction. On a tense Windsor morning, the eviction began. Officials marched in and checked every single box leaving the house. Camilla tried to keep a set of historic silver frames and the key to a private sitting room. Her staff refused to hand them over, but the officials stood firm. Hand over the keys, or security will break open the doors and document the refusal. Camilla, realizing her power had completely collapsed, gave a bitter nod and surrendered. By late afternoon, her cars drove away from Windsor Lodge in absolute defeat. William and Catherine stood victorious, proving that no one, not even the Queen, is above the rules. And no one gets to erase the legacy of Princess Diana.